excitement grows for what is expected to be Bethesda Softworks' new flagship title, possibly coming next year. Let me show you what this game is, where the hype comes from, and why my usual viewers may be particularly interested in this one. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. First, I'm going to tell you about the lead up to this game for some context. Then I'll tell you about the game. If you'd like no context, feel free to skip ahead. Fallout 4 wasn't a bad game. It was mixed in its reception, but it was generally enjoyable.
Another settlement has sent word that they need our help. I'll mark it on your map. Go find out what they need.
Kinda. But it also marked a pretty significant turn in Bethesda's reputation in the high-end gaming sphere. It's not like the games had the best gameplay or stability in the past.
I'll carve you into pieces!
But they definitely managed to make a combination that was a certain joy to encounter. Due to many shifts in the company, both in employees and direction, Fallout 4 was missing a little bit of that. And well, afterwards... Well, after Fallout 4, we got a couple rehashes of Skyrim, we got Fallout 4 VR, and then we got Fallout 76, and then the ill-fated Elder Scrolls Blades mobile game. That mobile game wasn't great, but it's also not relevant here. Fallout 76 was the next big launch after Fallout 4, their full-effort AAA game, and it truly did not perform. And time and time again, it faltered throughout the following years. Now, many people do have fun playing the game, but it has never really caught on since then. This horrible launch has slowed down development at Bethesda Softworks right after they had announced their two heavy hitters. And then silence. But recently, Microsoft purchased ZeniMax, the company over Bethesda. This, as is law, means the game has begun leaking more. Different details such as UI elements, scenarios that could suggest space stations or base building possibilities, spaceship designs, in-game peripherals, and moons. Some fairly consistent trends with space-based games, I suppose. But that's really all we know about the game. It is a space-based game with satellites, spaceships, planets, bright blinding lights, sterile designs, Todd, and watches. And it's rumored to come out in 2022 exclusive to Xbox Game Pass platforms, which I think shouldn't be a huge surprise to anybody if true. I don't believe this game has been confirmed to be an RPG either, and the way Todd has spoken about it definitely sounds like he wants a lasting, impactful lore to make a multi-project narrative out of this.
I think our aspirations for that game, it's the end-all be-all science fiction game that everyone's always wanted to play. Well, we could be the ones to pull this off. We have enough talent and experience and technology. We need to write a whole bunch of new technology that we're doing, but we think that we can pull it off.
So that's mainly it. We also know it has been in development since at least 2015.
Well, first of all, it's a project we've already worked on for, what year is this?
2019.
Okay, so we're 3.5 years in.
Yeah.
We started before that, so it's, we look at all of it. I don't want to really...
And while these sparse details don't sound incredibly enticing, I'd like to explain why I think it could be a big deal just based on this information alone. Some say there are many science fiction games out there. I believe the field of science fiction video gaming is a sparse one in the AAA range when it comes to RPG and action-adventure games. I talked about this when explaining the hype for Cyberpunk 2077 last year. For many, that game did not do as much to hit the spot as they had hoped. As an action-adventure game, it lacked a lot of the detail that longtime fans wanted from games such as Deus Ex, Mass Effect, or Knights of the Old Republic. Now, there are great single-player science fiction games that come along, such as Horizon Zero Dawn, Prey, or Death Stranding, and there are attempts that don't really make it all that far, such as, well, But while only Prey really gets deep into sci-fi here, none of these games come close to Bethesda games when it comes to RPG mechanics, with the obvious exception being Mass Effect, which seems to be expecting, adding to the growing number of sci-fi heavy hitters. And while the game has developed, the industry has not waited around. Outer Worlds, made by the original studio behind Fallout New Vegas, has certainly filled that Fallout-like space RPG niche that a lot of people are looking for. While, judging by the Starfield trailer, it doesn't appear to be the same art style or budget, it's certainly still a glancing blow off of Bethesda's bow, only to be followed by the right hook in the form of Avowed from the same company, meant to tackle the Elder Scrolls hype in the coming years. Then there was Outer Wilds, which stole the show with incredible game mechanics and storytelling all wrapped in a sci-fi world as well. And while the aforementioned Cyberpunk was well received by many, it has fallen victim to overhype and a failure to deliver the advertised product, in my own opinion. So Sci-Fi fans are a bit thirsty, clamoring for just a bit of Mass Effect Remastered and dipping cautiously into the indie market to see if there's anything that can entertain for more than a couple weeks. And Starfield seems primed for a grand entry to not only win back the market, but also to make a big shift at Bethesda. The company has never had the best reputation when it comes to their vanilla-launched games, but they are known for great ideas and innovations. With Microsoft backing them and a large amount of time to sit back and focus on this game, the Big B could use this opportunity to rewrite themselves for a new age of gaming, and take back the RPG market with a possible Starfield launch currently rumored for 2022. Todd certainly believes this could be the end-all be-all science fiction game, but Todd is Todd. There have been mentions of a massive rewrite to the engine, and coming from Star Citizen, we all know about refactors, but we will really have to wait and see, I think, whether this game will really be a big deal for Bethesda. Now, if you're watching this video, you may be into Starfield, which is good, because I plan to continue to cover the game for you, but you may also be part of the Star Citizen community willing to check out new games. I believe this is the most relevant big-budget game to you, for many of the reasons I listed above, but also because many similar functionalities may be strictly possible in this game. Exploration in space, exploration on planets or moons, space stations, transitioning from ship to space, factions, complex quests, base building, and more. This is why I hope to introduce this game as a regular feature here on the channel over time, to provide you with insight into the other major sci-fi games coming up. I was really hoping for a retro sci-fi near-future RPG that I could play and stream for you guys, something like what Knights of the Old Republic did for me way back. I think this game could be that one, but we know nothing about it. Leaks are taken with a huge grain of salt, specific details are scarce, and insiders are confirming just about anything. Let's wait a couple weeks until E3 and see what's what and when we can expect this game. And if you're hoping to keep tabs on the game, or any other game that sends you through space, time, dystopias, or wormholes, I hope you'll subscribe, and remember to stop here for the next one.